Our top story this morning, the latest at Roswell's Berendo Middle School. It's bound to be another difficult day there.
Yes, students are going back for the very first time since another student, one of their own, brought a shotgun to school and opened fire, hitting 2 children. News 13's Gabrielle Burkhardt has the latest.
As the school doors open again at Berendo Middle School here, hundreds of students who witnessed the shooting will have trouble coping with the tragedy. Last night, several of those students gathered in prayer. The First Baptist Church here in Roswell hosted their regular Wednesday night service, but this one was special. The pastor tells us they wanted to focus on the kids. Some Berendo Middle School students were there on stage playing and singing worship songs. They prayed with one another and offered support. We're told several kids that attend the church go to Berendo Middle and were there when the shooting happened. Last night, the pastor tells us those students are each dealing with the shooting differently, but they want those kids to know they're not alone.
I'm going to be there to pray with them, to talk with them, to sit with them, and just to be a shoulder to cry on, or just to hold their hand through everything as much as we can.
Multiple kids we spoke with say they're glad to return to school just so they can talk with their friends and be there for one another. In Roswell, Gabrielle Burkhardt, KRQE News 13.
Of course, we'll be there later today and have much more for you. And Governor Susana Martinez will also be at Berendo Middle School this morning, offering her support to students and their parents. Elizabeth.
And while it will be hard for students to return this morning, many will take comfort in knowing that they will be surrounded by people who are ready to help.
Tuesday, when those kids came to school, the teachers were different than they will be tomorrow. Tomorrow, they will all be counselors. Every staff member is in there working to prepare the kids for tomorrow.
Many students told us they were traumatized by what they went through Tuesday. Counseling and crisis intervention is being provided for them. A group of therapy dogs will also take part of the team today. The group is called Canine Companions. The dogs happen to be in town training when the shooting happened, and those dogs will be sticking around for the next few days. Students in Colorado who have been through something similar are stepping up to help kids in Roswell.
Our community, our school, we're all here for you guys. We'll be that helping hand if you need it. You just call on us, and we'll be there. We'll be that arm to wrap around you. We'll be that shoulder to cry on, because we know what you're going through.
That was a YouTube posting from David Courtney, a student at Arapahoe High School in Centennial, Colorado. A school shooting there killed a 17-year-old girl about a month ago. A group of Arapahoe students will be visiting Roswell to help counsel students.
The Chavez County District Attorney's Office has now officially filed charges against Mason Campbell. Again, he's just 12 years old, 7th grader at Berendo Middle School, and he now faces 3 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon. State police say he took a shotgun from his parents' home, hid the weapon inside of a duffel bag, and opened fire inside of a packed gym on Tuesday morning.
I can tell you we did find evidence that the suspect had planned this event.
The 2 children who were hit are still in the hospital here in Lubbock, Texas. The 11-year-old boy who was shot in the face and neck is still in critical condition. And then there is Kendall Sanders. She was flown there in that helicopter. Here she is. She's just 13 and was hit in the arm and shoulder. She also went through surgery. We're told she could be in the hospital for about a week, but is in satisfactory condition this morning. And it's really hard to imagine the shock, the concern, and the fear that the parents of the students in Berendo must be feeling this morning.
Yeah, one woman actually tells us that the routine of dropping her sons off at school has changed forever. Listen.
You got to make sure you say goodbye, I love you. You know, you have that last moment and it makes you think twice about it a little longer.
That's for sure. Awareness that a shooting like this could happen anywhere at any time has certainly hit home. Yesterday, Governor Susana Martinez urged parents to talk openly to their kids about what happened.
Kids are afraid, and I'm asking parents that don't just ask, "Are you okay?" and get the response, "I'm okay." Keep talking, sit down. How does this make you feel? What do you think, even though you don't go to that school? How do you feel about that?
And just so you know, the Roswell School District Superintendent says that attendance at other public schools was normal yesterday, with only a few absences.
Well, schools all across New Mexico are now adding security and police to help ease parents and students' minds.
The officer presence lets them know that we are aware of the situation and we're prepared to respond in the event anything happens.
Police in Rio Rancho say they have extra patrols at public schools there. It happened yesterday and probably again today. And the same thing is happening in Santa Fe. Both districts say the hope here is that increased police presence could also deter a copycat shooting.
I think any kind of presence, any kind of effort that the schools are trying to do to educate people and try to make things safer for our children is a good thing.
Without a doubt there. A spokesperson for Albuquerque Public Schools tells us the district is not adding patrols, but it says APS schools have security and police on campus every day. Well, we are continuing our coverage of the Roswell school shooting. We'll be there today as students go back to school for the first time since the shooting. You can get updates today at noon and later today here on News 13. And you can also get the latest anytime online at KRQE.com.
A youth ranch for troubled teens says the state of New Mexico crossed the line last year and now they are battling it out in court. A judge is to consider if a civil lawsuit filed by the ranch will be allowed to go forward. You see, back in October, Tierra Blanca Ranch in southern New Mexico filed a lawsuit after allegations of abuse surfaced from a state investigation. Just days later, state police served a search warrant at the ranch with a judge's order to remove the teens who lived there. When police arrived, they did not find the boys. An Amber Alert was issued and Scott Chandler was identified as a person of interest by police, the owner of the ranch. The teens were all found and were safe. Now in court yesterday, an attorney for the Children, Youth and Families Department said it has evidence to back up its claims.
CYFD has made administrative determinations of abuse or neglect by Mr. Chandler.
We know this fight isn't just about the TBR, but a fight for all our families, children everywhere, and we will stay the course.
Tierra Blanca is suing the state to bring the abuse investigations to a halt. The ranch alleges CYFD's investigation was biased.